I just shared the wrong thing on Facebook. Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 239.
I don't know. It says 238, but
I know.
don't have any idea.
I messed that up. It's on me.
Oh, good job. Good work.
Well, somebody had to take initiative around here to make the document for the episode today.
Sorry, I had to work. My bad.
I was at work myself.
Yeah, a lot going on at a golf course in the winter.
20 players today. Nice try. Actually, like 32
Really?
players. Yeah.
Wow.
105 on Saturday. Unbelievable.
Is it even on Facebook? I can't find it.
Yeah, you just got to click on the logo where it says live and it'll show. It's not coming up in the feed. I don't know why. Facebook sucks. Thanks, Zuckerberg, you loser, nerd. 117-64, the Illini come off of a win over Chicago State. They cover as well. The Illini getting the cover on that one. Was it 39?
Yeah. Had
Won
it covered
by
in the first half,
something.
right?
Yeah, at the half it was
Almost.
60 to 24. Yeah. I can't believe they scored 16 and a half. Unbelievable. So Illinois plus 22 in the first 10, plus 14 the next 10, plus 11 in the next 10, and plus 6 in the final 10. So thanks to AJ Red, or else would have been like plus 15 in the final 10. But he tried to take over the game for some reason. But
yeah, I was going to say good game for everybody but AJ Red, Kerry Booth, and dare I say Ben Humrickhouse?
I mean, it'd be a bad look for you to not say it, I think. Although I will say there was a play where he had a nice tip out on a rebound. That was good. It's good stuff from him there. And he made it.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like his job is to run the floor and get open for a three when the ball goes up. Like, I don't know what you guys are paying attention to these days, but anyways.
You guys need to get it all figured out.
Hey, call Underwood, and he'll tell you what they're trying to do with him, all right?
Exactly.
Anyways, player of the game. I went with Kylan Boswell because of the triple-double. That's about the only reason why. I don't care if it's against Chicago State or St. Mary's School of the Blind. A triple-double is a triple-double. He's got to get better at finishing at the rim, though. A few of those, he seems to miss 2 to 3 layups a game, which, clean that up. I think one of these days it's going to cost him a game if it hasn't cost him a game already. So, but really good. Brad let him stay in. Brad talked about it afterwards. It's kind of a fine line of letting him stay in to get it or risking him getting hurt. Painter probably would have put him on the bench with 8 minutes left to go in the game. So nice to see Brad doing that. 2 triple doubles before Brad Underwood came to Illinois. There are now 5 in Illinois. Or 5 under Brad Underwood. So I don't know how he affects that, but we'll say that it's all due to him. But good game from Kylan. He went 31 minutes, 6 of 12 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, shot a little bit better from 3. Perfect from the line for 4 for 4, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 18 points, a steal, only 1 turnover for him. Illinois was pretty good with the ball this game, besides Booth and Riley, both having 2 turnovers. So, solid game from the man from Champaign.
Sure. I was looking something up about
your beard's getting thick, by the way.
It's amazing. Yeah, I know. It's so cool. I'm going with.
I just noticed that. Sorry.
Sidetracked. I'm going with Tomislav Ivisic, who I thought was a force in this game. 23 points, only 4 rebounds, which I don't love, but 5 assists, 2 blocks. He was 9 for 12 from the field, made both of his free throws. By the way, Boswell, Yakachonis, and Ivisic all perfect in the line. Trey White missed 2, which is uncharacteristic this season. Merez missed 1, which I'll take 3 for 4 out of Merez all day. And Will Riley, missed 2. And DGL missed 2. And AJ Red, who tried to take the game over, missed 1. So not a great performance in the line, but I thought, Tomislav, just did exactly what you got to do in this game. Just dominated. They don't have the size. Like their biggest player in their starting lineup is 6'6". So,
their best player is the coach's kid. So
and there's another coach's kid. I don't know if you saw that in the box score. Joe Spinelli played 4 minutes.
Oh, must got in towards the end, huh?
You know, both of his kids were born in Chicago. He was at Loyola Chicago from 01 to 03.
Oh, really?
From Massachusetts.
Did not know that.
Fun fact.
Cool.
I mean, is the triple double thing kind of losing its luster a little bit for Illinois?
There's no such thing.
I mean,
you can't say that.
Yeah, I can. Why not?
How does a triple double ever lose its luster?
I mean, because they bring it up. I'm saying, like, from a perspective of, like, Illinois never has them. That's what it was when Iowa got one. It's like, oh my God, this never happens. But now that everyone gets one every year.
Yeah. Now Brad just knows how to produce triple double stars. So,
I mean, Damask had one in the tournament. So I think that's like
legit.
Yeah, I know it was the easiest opponent they played in the tournament. Really, though, I think Iowa State was a bunch of bums. That's a joke. But Duquesne was just as bad as Morehead State.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, triple-double in Chicago. Yeah. No, it's good. Right. Good for him. He did a good job. I'm trying to find who Coleman did it against, because Coleman had one, right?
He did have one, yeah.
It was against Syracuse.
That's respectable.
He's the only one of the last three to do it against a D1 opponent. Although I will say the 2023 Syracuse Orange weren't really a D1 opponent; they were awful. Although 10-10 in the ACC, I guess I shouldn't talk too much about that. But Illinois, you know, the Matthew Meyer-led Illinois team at that point. I guess Shannon was there, but 73-44 they beat that Syracuse team. So that's a really bad look for Syracuse.
That's awful statement too. Matthew Meyer led. Ugh.
Okay, we talk about Matthew Meyer as if he wasn't like, we don't have to do this, okay? I don't understand why.
We don't. I don't know why you're freaking out. It was a joke.
No,
it was a
I
joke.
have a question for you. I'm tying this into Hummerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some fucking douchebag on Twitter reply to a tweet saying something to the effect of, Hummerhouse is my Matthew Meyer. It wasn't even mean. Matthew Meyer so far was a far more productive player at Illinois than Hummerhouse has been by the numbers.
I would agree with that, yeah.
So let's all relax, okay? We don't have to pick out a guy that he's not performing up to the standard. That's my Matthew Meyer now. Matthew Meyer won them the game against Iowa that year. He kept them in multiple games. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Meyer was really good until he crashed out at the end.
Exactly, so, which it happens, you know?
It does. I mean, maybe he was just tired of playing college basketball, which is understandable when you've been doing it forever. So,
yeah.
Imbrats, what's going on? Quackle, what's up? Tommy, Phillip, Bootzilla, how's everybody doing tonight? You said Casper's had a terrible game while we were doing our live stream.
I didn't want to say that.
That's pretty much what you said. 6 of 8 for him, 1 for 3 from 3, 1 for 1 from the line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 14 points. I mean, I guess comparatively to how he's been playing, you could say this was a down game for him, but
he stunk yesterday. 5 for 5 from 2. You'll take that every day.
Yeah. He continues to be really good at basketball. So,
I'm glad he only played 23 minutes. Him and like everybody except for Boswell played fewer than 25. So I feel good about those guys getting a little breather. I mean, they had a week off, but still going into, you know, you got a long travel to Eugene, then you play Oregon Thursday, so and late night Thursday, although it's a 7:00 Central Time.
No reason to run Ben Hummerhouse for 30 plus. So
9:00, 7:00 Pacific, I should say, 9:00 Central. I apologize.
Gonna be a late night. The chat yesterday seemed to think Will Riley was back, going 3 for 6, 2 for 5 from 3, 5 for 7 from the line, 13 points for him. Do you think Will Riley's back? Do you think he's fixed? Do you think he was broken?
I don't recall anybody saying that in the chat, but
Carl said it. Who do you think? Carl always said it. I said Hummerhouse wasn't a better game for him. Carl said yes, it was, or he said it was for Will Riley, who only made 1 more 3 than Hummerhouse. So I mean, Kasparis was fouled on 1-3 and he missed.
No, he wasn't. I've seen the replay of that. I don't know.
He just likes to make it look like he gets fouled on everything.
Smart. That's how you play. That's how you play ball.
It's a good thing the flop rule isn't like a main concern.
He's not really
anymore.
flopping though. He's just kind of subtly knocking himself into the guy and falling down. That's not like a one of these, you know.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to talk about Will Riley or Ben Ammerkaus, honestly.
Okay, how about Morris?
Good ball player, almost double. We were so close, 11 and 8.
Yeah.
If I
Three
don't know,
blocks on top of that too.
If DGL and Jake Davis and Kerry Booth and all these guys, they didn't steal his rebounds, he would have had a double. Boswell too. Boswell's selfish, having 10 rebounds. Should have been Moriz. How about 26 assists on 41 makes?
Seems pretty good.
Out-rebounded these guys 47-23. Turnovers 15 for Chicago State, 11 to the Illini, 6 blocks, 6 steals to the Illini, 0 blocks for Chicago State. Chicago State had no chance inside the three-point line. I'm surprised they made 15 twos. That's kind of stunning to me.
I really like they went a little high-low again with Tomislav and Morris like that. I think we'll see some of that against Oregon. I think could be a good game for Morris. Hate calling him Morris. DGL is a Chicago State dominator, huh? That posterized dunk was nice.
Yeah, DGL's best games come against these opponents, I guess. Yeah. I mean, the only outside of Maryland Eastern Shore, who's probably the second worst team Illinois has played. And I mean, Little Rock, the way that Little Rock played against Illinois puts them on that list too. But Eastern in the rankings is the third worst team that Illinois has played. And he had 21 against Eastern. He has 16 in this game, 5 for 5 from 2. Missed both free throws, which is very disappointing, but had 3 rebounds, 2 on the offensive glass, stealing them from Rez Johnson. Had 2 steals, 2 assists, and like you said, that dunk, big-time slam. I mean, the athleticism's always been there for DGL. It's just got to find some consistency on offense and don't foul every time you're out on defense. And he only had 2 fouls in this game, so not bad.
Yeah, and I don't feel like he forced anything in this game. Like, I feel like when he plays the bigger opponents, he kind of tries to force some things a few times. This game, he just seemed like he was in rhythm. I mean, catch and shoot, got to the basket, a few times. He looked more in control. So I hope that this DGL can play like that against good teams. We'll see.
No doubt. Do you think he'll play? Do you think he'll play 10 plus minutes against Oregon?
7.
Okay. What about Jake Davis?
He can shoot.
He can shoot.
I thought Jake Davis came in and did some good things yesterday. I mean, it was against Chicago State, but he did some good things.
Made the 3 to get him to 60. Made the 3 to get him to 100. I mean, he's shooting 28% from 3, but I feel like if he had a little bit more consistent reps, which not that he's earned that, but if he had that, I think he would be a 33 plus. Like he shot, I know it was Mercer, that's fine, but it's still D1 basketball. He shot 40% from 3 last year. And let's not sit here and pretend like the SoCon is, the Southwestern Atlantic Conference or whatever it's called, the SWAC. Let's not, Southwestern Athletic. I don't know why I said Atlantic. That's a weird thing to say. But like the SoCon last year was the number 12 conference in the country, according to Kenbaum. That's not that bad. He shot 40% as a freshman there. Like Jake Davis has always been a guy who's could be a player. Like I don't think that we sit here and like the expectations for Davis coming in, I think were lower than Booth. Booth's been pretty disappointing. I thought he was pretty bad yesterday. He had 4 rebounds that he stole from Merez, but
and he just doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't look like he has it. Like
I don't think we should treat Jake Davis like he is AJ Red, like a guy who shouldn't play at all. Doesn't like Jake Davis can fill like 5 to 10 minutes a game. We've seen it. He screens. Seems to be in the right spots a lot of times on offense. He can make threes. I know he's shooting 28%, like I said, but he's only taken 14 of them. He made 2 of 4 in this game. Like Jake Davis,
say he got to 60 and 100, right?
Yeah,
Jake Davis.
Yeah, a good spot for him is to play 5 to 10 minutes and maybe make a 3. Like that's the first time he'd made a 3 in 5 games. He hadn't made one since Arkansas. He went over 2 against Wisconsin, but
Yeah, I feel like Jake Davis should have the role that everybody wants Ben Humrickhouse to have. Like, plays 7 minutes and makes a couple threes.
Yeah, and I mean, Jake Davis played last year at Mercer, obviously, like I said, and you think about Mercer, you think, the SoCon, a conference that Illinois almost lost to a SoCon team in the NCAA basketball tournament in 2022 against Chattanooga, a SoCon club. But the thing with that, folks, is that the Missouri Valley was not that much better of a conference last year than the SoCon. So Humrickhouse was an NAIA, I believe, guy before that. So not a D1 basketball guy. He plays 1 year at Evansville. He was really good at Evansville last year. You look at the numbers, some of the NBA comparisons in the way that the numbers were produced. You put him alongside some of those guys. But the competition that Ben Humrickhouse played against last year at Evansville, I don't think was that much better than what Jake Davis saw at Mercer. It was better, no doubt. And if you look at the strength of schedule for both teams, both similar. But like I'll just say this: the team that I liked a lot last year, we talked about on the podcast because I heard, Stanford sucks. Oh, Purdue, it's not impressive that Purdue beat Samford by 50. Like, okay, Samford went 29-6. Hung around with Kansas, lost by 4 to them in the tournament. Jeffrey, I'm roasting him right now while he puts that in the comments. Like, just roasting him.
Like, it's amazing that he can just say that, and then you just gotta.
I already had it loaded up. I saw Samford. I was like, let me get him. But is Jeffrey a Bears fan? Because I could go into a whole thing about that if you want me to, but I won't. But what I'm trying to say is that Jake Davis is better than Ben Humrickhouse, folks. Lock it in.
Oh, geez. All right. Bootsella said it would really help if Booth could figure it out, but it doesn't seem possible at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I think Booth might be a lost cause for this year, which doesn't mean that he won't be a good ball player next year. So let's just say that. Carson says DGL needs to work on the handle if he wants to take advantage of his offensive gifts. I would agree. I feel like he's out of control a lot in the big games. So if they can get him to calm down and kind of play like he did in this game, which of course the talent's not there, so it's probably easier to do things. But I just think he just needs to breathe a little bit, just a little breath. Anyways, I feel like we've talked about Chicago State enough.
No, we haven't. Let's.
What else we need to talk about?
Deeper into the numbers, real quick, for a moment.
Get deep in there. By the way, 45% from 3. I don't know if you said that, but
Illinois shot 45% from 3, 15 of 33. They were 1.48 points per possession. Like I said, they scored 32 in the first 10 minutes. They scored 28 in the second 10 minutes. In the second half, they scored 30 in the first 10, and then 27 in the final 10. So 25 plus in all 4. That might be the first time they've done this year. I don't know. Eastern, they scored 112. They probably did it. No, they scored 23 in the first inning against Eastern. So, no, they did not. You got to do what you got to do to these teams, And let's be honest. Chicago State's 0-15. The only team that has put up more than 90 on them is Indiana State and St. Thomas. Like, Wisconsin scored 74 points against this team. So 117 is different level. I apologize. Texas also put up 105. I apologize. But 117 is nothing to snuff at. What's the word? Sniff at. Sniff towards.
I don't think that's a word.
Spinelli, by the way, had 11 rebounds against Wisconsin. How about that? 11 rebounds. That guy listed at 6'3". He's like 5'3". But Tanji had 22 against them. 10 free throws. That guy's such a every time he scores 20 points, he's got 10 plus free throws. But whatever. I mean, it's not true, but might as well be. Actually, it might be true. No, first game he didn't. Okay, but anyway, Illinois 117, they win. I don't know what the over-under was, but it probably hit. Nothing to sneeze. Boom. Thank you.
Thing we got you guys. Help Ethan out.
Illinois up to number 20. I don't need their help. Illinois up to number 22 in the AP poll. They're 9-3. They're going to Eugene, Oregon, number 9 in the country, the Oregon Ducks. 12-1 of the season. 9 o'clock Thursday night, FS1. We won't be doing a watch party, but you got to check out the Twitter because I'll be popping off.
Yeah. Are you going to wear an Oregon shirt underneath your Illinois shirt is my question.
No. Oregon's football season is going to end the day before against Ohio State. So
Butilla says it's nothing to snuffleupagus about. So
George
way off.
from ABC. What a weird thing for the Illini, though, playing out of Oregon in January. Bizarre.
It is weird.
Like, I just think of those 9 o'clock, like being the loser that I am, like 3 years ago, last 5 years, whatever. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm watching Washington State and Oregon in basketball, and now it's going to be like Oregon and Northwestern at 11 o'clock, and it's stupid. But the Ducks have been rolling. Their only loss is they lost on December 8th by 2 to UCLA. That was in Eugene, a big win there for UCLA. Probably why a lot of people think that UCLA and Oregon, and I mean, if you look at KenPom right now, Michigan is the best team in the Big Ten on KenPom. Oregon's second, UCLA's third, Illinois is fourth, Maryland is fifth. So Jeff Goldblum, whose rankings suck, by the way, he can go out there and say, "Oh yeah, Purdue's the 13th best team in the country." Like, what?
How?
I don't want to pay attention to those rankings, but something like that is so absurd. Purdue is 9-4. They couldn't guard a 7th grade team, as Brad Underwood said about his team earlier in the season. And like, congrats, you beat Toledo. Like I don't get it at all. It's unbelievable. The only thing that Purdue does well to me is they have a good point guard who distributes, and they shoot 39% from 3.
Yeah.
Other than that, not impressed. And they played a hard schedule, but still they're 9-4. They don't have any bad losses, but they did, get dismantled by Penn State. That was on the road. I understand, but just they didn't even belong on the same floor as Marquette or Auburn. So whatever. Good bum can have his fun. Jeff Goldblum is the actor, folks. They're Oregon's well-rounded team. Experience, good perimeter, I think. Good coach. I've been a big Dan Altman guy forever. I mean, everybody knows this. He's done a good job this year. He did a good job last year. The fact that team last year reached the second round and almost beat Creighton. You remember that? Their players were out of gas. That's why they lost to Creighton. But he's done a good job kind of figuring things out in the new era. Like, they had really good teams before the new era, and then COVID comes in, and then it's all different world. And now he's kind of figured it back out, and they're good again. So they have neutral site wins. They won in that players thingy, that big neutral site thingy in November, Feast Week, whatever the hell that was called. They beat Alabama, San Diego State, Texas A&M. So 2 really good wins there. I mean, San Diego State just lost to Utah State. I don't know if San Diego State is quite as good as they have been before. The lineup for the Ducks: Jackson Shellstad, the sophomore, 6 foot, 180, averages 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, shoots at 35% from 3. Kasparis probably going to be the one that draws the assignment there, I would think. It could be Kylan. We'll see. We'll see what Illinois thinks of the perimeter, whether they want to have Bamba guarded by Boswell or not. But I'll skip Tracy real quick, go to Bamba. TJ Bamba, 6'5", 210, senior, transfer from Villanova. Illinois targeted him a couple years ago out of the portal when he was coming from Washington State. 1 year he spent in a losing culture at Villanova, which is what it's become post-Jay Wright. We all know this.
Sad, yeah.
And he's in a good spot now. Oregon, a winning program. The very beautiful football team. Very good stuff. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists is what Bamba averages. Jadrian Tracy, the senior, 6'5", 210, averages 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals he had in their loss to UCLA. It'd be interesting to see I think he's one of their better perimeter defenders. So we'll see what he brings to the table. Brandon Angel, 6'8", 205, senior, transfer from Stanford, averages 10 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Doesn't take a ton of shots from 3, but he shoots at 46% when he does. Last 2 games, I think he's been 1 for 1 in each game. So got to be aware of that if you're Ben Humrickhouse. Close out. Rebound.
I'm guessing he won't be sitting in the lane this game.
So when Humrickhouse has 1 rebound this game, everyone's like, oh my God.
I bet he gets at least 7.
Lock, folks. Lock it in. And your player to watch is stunning. I can't believe it. Nate Biddle, center, 7-footer, 220-pound senior. He's been their best player this year in terms of points per game. 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, had 22 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists against UCLA. And their bench features 2 former 5-stars, Kwame Evans and Mookie Cook. They have Georgetown transfer Supreme Cook. 2 Cooks. How about that? And Toledo transfer Raheem Moss as well off the bench there. The computer numbers tell you Oregon's a very well-balanced team. One of the more well-balanced teams in the country, if you think about the numbers. I mean, they're 21st in defensive efficiency, 22nd in offensive efficiency. They guard the 3 really well. Teams have shot 28.6% from 3 against them. And they can force turnovers. 19.6% they force turnovers on defense. Illinois on the flip side, 14.5%. For Illinois, defense is now 10th in the country. Hopefully the assignments are like this team doesn't have one guy that's going to be the go-to guy. Biddle's averaging the most points, but other than that, they have 3 starters averaging 10 and 1 averaging 9. So, and they got a lot of talent off the bench. I don't know if Kwame Evans and Mookie Cook are ever going to figure it out at this level, but those guys are very talented. And Supreme Cook, I believe, put up some decent numbers in the last game, unless I was reading the box score wrong. Very possible. Illinois now 3rd in the country at guarding the 3.
Really?
Teams shoot 26.9% from 3 against them. They shoot 42.5% from 2 against them, which is 10th best in the country. And from the free throw line, teams are shooting 64.5% against Illinois.
Oh,
so the
really
Orange Crush intimidation, folks.
Oh, I thought they were just good at guarding the free throw line.
Orange Crush going like this really gets them.
I do have to agree with Philip here. He says having Oregon road game in December, January helps Illinois with no students on campus. I know you hate the Orange Crush, but you can't say that it's not a little bit more dead when the students aren't there. So I do like this draw of going out early and playing Oregon and then playing Washington while kids are on Christmas break. So I will agree.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, I agree. Illinois is 6th in average height. Oregon's 129th. Oregon's 155th in D1 experience, which is a bit surprising to me, but Illinois 236th. Nope, that was bench minutes. I apologize. Oregon's 38th in experience, and Illinois 304th. Any other notable stats? Probably not. I mean, Illinois, they're 9th in the country at 3-point attempts per field goal attempts. 51% of their field goal attempts are 3s. So that's not a surprise. Oregon on the flip side, 221st. But Illinois kind of forces teams out of 3s, and they shoot a lot of 3s. That's exactly what they are. The numbers back that up. They're 9th in the country at 3-point attempts per field goal attempts, and on defense are 38th in the country at forcing teams to take those shots. So anybody that hasn't watched Illinois, and I guess I've done this with teams in the past, I guess there's a few teams that are at the top right now that I haven't seen a ton of. Who has time at this point, right? Got to watch Kazakhstan and Slovakia chop it up in the World Juniors on a Monday. Big win for Slovakia in overtime, by the way. Not sure how they had to go to overtime against Kazakhstan, but I digress. But like if you look at this Illinois team, you haven't watched them, you're like, whoa, they must be like Iowa State last year. Like they swarm teams defensively, but they don't. They just have good defensive numbers, and they really haven't faced any world-beating offenses outside of Alabama. And Tennessee's not a world-beating offense, I don't think so. And Arkansas's offensive numbers are not good either. So, but we'll see. It's going to be a big test. I mean, Oregon's a well-balanced team. They're well-coached, old, on the road. Big test for the Illini. Your player to watch for the Illini. Nobody's surprised by this.
I'm going with Ben Humrickhouse.
Wow.
Because I think this is actually a good matchup for him at the 4. Missouri had a bigger 4. They kind of try to take advantage of that. I think that this is going to be a good matchup for him. I also think, this is kind of a two-headed monster because now I think Ben Humrickhouse and Merez Johnson are just one guy. Okay. So they're going to be splitting minutes. They're one guy playing the 4. And I think Merez is going to be able to come in and do some really good things. I think that he can put a body on Brandon Angel and do some things down low. So, and then I'm going to go with Jackson Shellstad of Oregon. He had a season high 24 points against USC, got half his points from the free throw line in that game. Illinois needs to play solid defense without fouling in this game. That's kind of where they've been struggling. With Missouri, they did it. They tend to get in foul trouble against better teams, so they got to find a way to clean that up and not get beat from the free throw line. So.
Jeffrey, apostrophe R-E, you are on drugs.
Also, because he's my player to watch. Like he was literally Ethan's player of the game against Missouri, and you guys didn't say anything to him.
That's because I haven't, died on the battlefield trying to defend him. Jeffrey, also brilliant take here. Shocking that comes from a Vikings fan. They're going to choke again. I'm stunned. There is no team that's completely dominate.
Yep.
I think Auburn might be, though.
I would.
But we have to get an SEC play.
Yeah.
I think we have to get an SEC play first. But if there's anybody, it's Auburn. And Duke's metrics are really good, but they have 2 losses. You're welcome, Jeffrey. No problem. Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. You're welcome. You are welcome. Tomislav Ivisic. I'm going with a couple of big men here. Ivisic and Biddle. And when Humberhouse has like 15, I'm not, and 6.
I don't know why. I don't know why just having him as player to watch is me riding his nutsack or something. Like seriously, like I just think that this is a good 4. I just think this is a good matchup at the 4 for him. Is all I'm saying, guys. Calm down. And I also threw in Merez in there too because I think they're going to split minutes. I think Brad's at a point where they're both going to get 20 minutes a game now, and they're playing as one guy.
The list here just says Humrickhouse, by the way, folks.
Can you read this little small print underneath that for him? Thanks.
I feel like it's a good matchup for Ben.
Also, think it will be a great 4 matchup for Merez.
Okay.
Thank you.
If he has 15 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, you're gonna look like a genius.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let everybody know about it too.
He'll never have 6 assists. Though. I don't think it's possible. Not on this team, at least. No. Ivisic and Biddle are my 2. Big opportunity for Ivisic as a big man. Both ends. See how he can defend a little bit. Biddle can score around the rim, and I'd like to see how much Merez we're gonna see. If Merez I think Merez can handle Biddle a little bit if he has to.
Yeah, the worry is like they love calling Merez for fouls when he's straight up. So
maybe Big Ten refs won't do that though as much.
Yeah, but Biddle's going to get the call over a freshman. Yeah, I mean that's the way it goes. So
yeah,
tell him Quackle. Everybody needs to relax about everyone.
Yeah, Biddle knows how to score. It's good foul shooter. Shoots 80% from the free throw lines. A 7-footer. That's pretty good. So I'd like to see how the game plan looks against him. And predictions: we both think Illinois should be favored in this game. Apparently, I don't know about that, but
I have a sneaking suspicion that this could either be a 15-point game one way or the other, or it's going to be close. I'm going with close. I'm having Illinois win this one, 83-79. I assume Oregon doesn't really have basketball fans, so it shouldn't be that crazy of a crowd. So
they're all focused on Wednesday.
Yeah, they're all out of town.
We're all focused on Wednesday.
Where do they play? In California?
Rose Bowl, yeah.
So yeah, nobody will be at this game.
Yeah, probably not. I got Illinois 77-73. Big spot here. This could be a top 10 road win.
Be huge.
Be a huge win to get to start the Big Ten season. And I think if you're Illinois, just come out and play some free-flowing basketball. Like, play the way that you've been playing. Play the way you played against Arkansas. Like, who cares? If you lose the game, why? You lost to a top 10 team. Get it done.
Can't get beat by a guy named Biddle. Bad luck, Boots says.
It's fair. I think he's got a big bald spot in the top of his head, too. So, tough one there as well.
Jeffrey says, I do think Jake deserves equal play, same as Brickhouse. Maybe Brad needs to put some pressure on him. I don't know if Jake Davis is the guy that replaced Humrickhouse. So
yeah, Humrickhouse is so good. We can't mess with that.
Thankfully, Oregon got rid of that ugly court. I think it's still not great, but it's better.
Why don't they just make it all green?
Still got some trees on it and stuff. But
I'll find their new court and I'll put it on the screen right now as you get to around the college basketball. Go ahead.
It's first more of a light. UCLA takes Gonzaga down in big time game on Saturday. Also, Gonzaga almost died on the tarmac. Did you see that video? Holy cow.
No.
plane pulled up right before the traffic control is yelling at Gonzaga's pilot to stop. Plane flew right over the top of him on the tarmac. Crazy. But yeah, people are questioning Nimhart's 3 with 4 seconds left, but I think that UCLA would probably have fouled there, so there's their court now.
Not too bad.
It's way better than it was. I will say that.
Yeah, the trees were out of control.
They're just too dark, I think.
Are the students going to be in the pit over there?
They're on vacation. They're all in California.
So they're not going to be there, huh?
I mean, I would assume it's just like Orange Crush right now. They're all off campus. I don't know. Maybe they will be there. Sky Clark hit 2 clutch free throws in that game.
When does Oregon go back to school in 2025? University of Oregon, I should put, huh?
I mean, it's got to be like the 18th, like everybody else or something.
January 6th.
Okay, or the 6th.
A historic day. All right.
The little better, chat says.
Yeah, it's fine.
I agree. Yeah, anyways.
The Big 12
I did not watch
tonight.
the UCLA Gonzaga game, did you? Or
what day was that?
Saturday. You literally wrote big time game on Saturday.
Oh, did I? Well, I don't know. I was working till 5, so I don't know if I watched it or not.
Okay, I did not.
I didn't watch it, but I don't know. That had to be the reason. I don't know. Whatever. A big time game. I looked at the box score. Box score was good. Big 12 tonight. You got Cincinnati, K-State. You got Iowa State, Colorado, Houston, Oklahoma State, TCU, Arizona, and the West Coast Conference. Gonzaga playing Pepperdine tonight, as well as Pacific San Diego, Loyola Marymount, Washington State, and Santa Clara, San Francisco, the best game out of those 3. 9 o'clock, ESPN Plus. I'm sure everybody will be tuning into Santa Clara, San Francisco. And then the rest of the week, tomorrow there's a few games. St. John's, Creighton, Utah State, Nevada, Marquette, Providence. Go Friars, of course. Oh, yeah. West Virginia, Kansas, Utah, Baylor. Bunch of Big 12, ACC, bunch of conference games outside of the Big 10. And then on New Year's Day, North Carolina plays Louisville, Villanova plays Butler, UConn, DePaul, Bradley, Indiana State, Miami, Boston College, Drake, Illinois, Chicago, and then a big day in the Big 10.
Yeah, I think you almost said something else, but
I'm just trying to speak about the games. Jeez. Illinois, Oregon, Northwestern, Penn State on Thursday. Peacock game for Rutgers, Indiana, and Northwestern, Penn State. Northwestern on the road, that'll be an interesting spot, but I think Penn State's a better team. I think Penn State beats them. I think Rutgers gives Indiana a game. I don't know. Indiana.
They almost got beat by Winthrop. You said that was easy game.
Yeah, they're up 1, and then they went on an 8-0 run.
They did.
So Indiana is 277th in the country from 3. Like, what a pathetic team. But what can we do?
Nice job, Lou Goody. Jeez.
Saturday, by the way, we got Florida at Kentucky. That'll be a fun one there. 10 a.m. our time, by the way. Kind of weird, but all right. I think we're good here.
Everybody in the chat, wish Ethan a happy birthday. His
No.
birthday's tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He turns 19, so.
Haha, very funny. Haha. I'm gonna get canceled apparently based on slipping and fumbling over my words. I guess I don't even know what happened.
You almost said something wrong.
Obviously, it was an accident. If I almost did. Jeez,
It would have been hilarious if you actually would have done it. So
it was clearly an accident. They can't clip that. All right.
One person wished you happy birthday. Thanks, Bootzilla.
Thanks, Bootzilla and Tommy. There you go.
Okay.
Two for two.
All right. We'll be back. It's gonna have to be
next year. Ha ha.
Oh, it's gonna have to be Saturday, I guess. Unless we do something. I can do one in the car on the way home from Chicago.
We can do Saturday afternoon or evening.
Yeah, I don't know when we'll be back, but I'll be back Saturday sometime.
All right, we'll see everybody then.